We're here with Sir Bartender and actor Tom Sandoval. Why don't we talk a little bit about your early aspirations to become an actor? I know you were quite um, in a lot of horror films, let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I I mean, my whole life, I've loved entertaining. I mean, I used to get in talent shows as a kid and dance and lip sync, and
Hmm.
uh, I did good actually with that. I was I used to get dance contests as I got into high school, and just I did good with that as well. I got on a dance team briefly, Team 11, which is in St. Louis, outside of St. Louis where I'm from. Um, but I would say really I started doing acting stuff when I was in high school. I remember I quit, I wrestled and I pole vaulted and ran track. And I quit one year to do theater in my high school. And I ended up doing, I played Orin in Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
And I killed it. And it was actually probably the biggest selling play, I guess, that we've had of all time at Hazelwood West, where I went. It's like 500 people seating, and they brought in extra chairs and all that stuff. But I really loved it.
That's an over-the-top part, so.
Yes, yes, it was awesome. I slid across the stage on my knees and did a really good sort of Elvis kind of impersonation. Had a really good laugh. The laugh is important.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and yeah, and then afterwards, I during that time I got with a modeling agency in St. Louis, Talent Plus Centro, and I got with them initially for acting, and then, I mean, there really isn't a lot of acting in St. Louis.
St. Louis, right.
But I remember I booked a modeling job with my headshot, and for this tuxedo line, like the prom tuxedos.
Hmm.
So that was really cool. I mean, I was like, whoa, like making $2,500 on your first modeling job, and when you're 16, I mean, that might as well be $1 million, So I started doing more modeling with them, and then I got with after I graduated high school, I pretty much knew I wanted to get into acting or something like that.
Hmm.
So I never went to college. I just went to Chicago because it was an easy move. Got with an agency there. Studied at Act One. I did some movement scene study classes, some on-camera classes, and that's really where I started getting comfortable with being and seeing myself and hearing myself really. And then I got a modeling agency in Miami and New York, and I remember I just literally moved to Miami within a week notice from Chicago. Did they have seasons in Miami because what they do is all these foreign clients and clients within the U.S. go to Miami South Beach to pre-shoot all the spring break and summer stuff. So Miami from January to April is just popping.
Right.
You have hundreds of models in town in all in a 1 mile radius. So it's just I don't know.
Is it cutthroat, or it's just you're all friendly doing your own thing?
Pretty friendly. The cool thing is that you find out about every single casting on the beach because everybody lives in the same few sort of condos or apartments, and everybody ends up just hanging out in hotel lobbies because that's all the clients come in and stay in these hotel lobbies. So you just hang out and sort of get drinks at the bar while you're waiting for your turn at the casting. It's kind of funny. But then I moved to New York, and I bounced back in between New York and Miami for roughly 3 years. And in that time in New York, I actually, man, I love the city, and but it really can, it really can chew you up and spit you out a lot. I remember I had a landlord that I gave money to, and he basically, I had to pay him for 2 months rent ahead of time because I was just doing month to month, and he wanted it all up front, and I paid him in 2 separate payments, and he wrote me a receipt. It had to be in cash, and he wrote me a receipt that for like I was renting 2 different apartments. And so he's like, oh no, you still owe me a couple more grand or whatever, and essentially like he ended up taking my money, and there was really nothing I could do about it. So
Yeah, that stinks.
I basically I was in and out of hostels. I was like couch hopping, essentially homeless. I had stuff stored at my old apartment. The super kept some stuff in an electrical sort of closet room for me, and then everything else was kind of like behind, you know, like when you check your luggage at a hotel.
Right.
So I would go back in the luggage room and change real quick for the day, and I'd be like, oh, I need to see my bags real quick, you know, even though I wasn't even staying at that place.
Right.
And if I had to, I would check back in. It was like this hostel or whatever.
Not an easy start for somebody who's trying to make it big.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty rough. But during that time, I ended up booking the first of a couple of these Bon Jovi music videos that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in '03, you know, where it was pretty common to spend millions of dollars on a music video.
Right.
And I mean, I got to work with the New York Stunt Academy, Joe Pesci stunt double. They lowered me in a crane in the middle of Bleecker Street. It was me and Rachel Nichols.
Okay.
And it was Camila, who is now married to Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And it was stunts, like all these different locations, and it went so well, they turned it into a commercial for the album, and then they turned it into where I did voiceover, and then they ended up shooting a second music video, and that one was amazing as well.
Now, did they know then that you were a singer? Did you ever talk to them about that?
Not really.
No.
It was funny, actually, in the music video I'm playing guitar, but I didn't even know how to play guitar back then. I just started playing guitar maybe about 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and only seriously for maybe 3 years. But yeah, I mean, after that I moved to LA because
Mhm.
I think I was kind of sort of procrastinating on moving to LA because I was, you know, always a little intimidated by that city.
Mm-hmm.
But once I did finally move out to LA, which was like in '05 now, wow. I haven't left. I love it. I love it out there. I really feel like the sky's the limit. I feel like there's just so much opportunity out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much for modeling, but that's not really my passion, you know.
Right.
I mean,
Deep down, it's acting.
yeah, it's always been. And even if you look at a lot of the photo shoots I've done, I really take a lot of pride in it, but they look a lot like camera stills.
Right.
They look caught in the moment. Those are my favorite kind of pictures to take. So, yeah, I booked my first movie with, I did some student films, and I ended up getting an agent. I'm with Sovereign Talent Group, and I ended up getting that with, I did this modeling job, and it was kind of one of those, it was for Strelson, and which is a Swiss company, and they wanted to do the story of a group of musicians that are basically going to what's that desert? I can't remember. Anyways,
Palm Springs?
no, yeah, right around there, the desert that we camped at.
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree. So they're on the way to Joshua Tree to shoot the cover of their album, and so this guy, Daniel Bernhardt, he was in Matrix Reloaded. He was one of the upgraded agents.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a director and a photographer as well. So he did this shoot, and he also shot this sort of film to go with it about this band. And I really kind of rallied everyone and got them into the shoot and made the shoot really good with my sort of just enthusiasm. And he loved that, you know, and it ended up being an amazing shoot. It ended up getting placed in Loma Vogue.
Okay.
So that to me was amazing because as a model, it's always every model's dream to be in, every guy model to be in Loma Vogue, you know.
Yep.
So.
That was my first cover.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
See, we have a lot in common.
Yeah, we do actually. That's great. But then that video along with those music videos ended up getting me my agent, and I booked my first movie. David Dakota casted me in this movie called Playing with Fire, and I went on to do a couple movies for the Here channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I did a Puppet Master movie which was a lot of fun. It's shot in China on location.
Had you ever been there before?
I'd
in your
never
modeling?
been to China. The food there, it really all tastes the same to me.
Really?
A lot. Like, it just kind of all tastes like beef and broccoli. And the funny thing is the bathrooms there, they don't really use, I don't know, I feel like we really have it good here. When it comes to the whole
Leave it
bathroom
at that, right?
situation in the US, like, they don't really believe in, like, urinal deodorizers or anything. So if you ever need
so
to
it smells
find
like New
the
York,
bathroom,
basically.
yeah, no, it doesn't. It's like way worse. Like, if you need to find the bathroom, you just kind of follow your nose.
Yeah, it'll lead you.
Yes.
So-
So anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I did that. I studied when I got out to LA. I took a 2-year Meisner program at the Ruskin School of Acting, and then I studied under Margie Haber as well on auditioning technique, and did a few classes and intensives there, which really helped out. So, so yeah, and then I booked this movie, Behind Your Eyes,
Mhm.
that my friend Daniel wrote. His first screenplay ended up winning an award in the Beverly Hills Writing Festival or whatever. He won first place. I can't remember what year, but so yeah, Behind Your Eyes won Best Feature at the Canada International Film Festival. It won. It was won the special jury. What is it? Jury prize in the Las Vegas Film Festival, and that was actually with me and Kristen.
Yep. I actually
We
saw that today in Barnes & Noble. I was looking to see if I could find any of the movies that you were in.
Oh yeah, it was in
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble.
It was at Barnes & Noble. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, then we went on to do 23 Minutes of Sunrise with Eric Roberts, Nia
Mhm.
Peoples. That was a great role. I mean, if you watch that, I mean, I really had to take. What I've kind of noticed is that when you're dealing with, at least my take on it, is that getting into a role, it's like not so much creating a character, but just looking at where somebody is coming from and just agreeing with them.
Mhm.
Just agreeing with their point of view. Because in a way, I feel like, a lot of the characters I've played, which a lot of them I guess have been bad guys.
Which is funny because on Vanderpump Rules, you're kind of the good guy.
Well, thanks.
Not kind of. At least from the viewers. point
Yeah,
of view.
yeah. No, I know. I feel like it's kind of become my niche,
Mhm.
and I feel really comfortable in those shoes, so to speak. But I feel like you just got to start agreeing with that person, because I mean, yes, we all have, we all sort of have these wide variety of thoughts depending upon what situation we're in, who we're around, what day it is, But it's just those people obviously are way more heavily one-sided, I guess. A lot of the characters I've played, narcissistic, sociopaths, just bipolar,
All things that help you on Vanderpump Rules.
Exactly. All things I picked up from that show. Yeah.